And welcome back to the Nose Plays Thea 2. Picking up episode 16 in our series following the Chosen of Stribog. We had a pretty successful run, although a bit scary at times, to the northern region. We went ahead and explored actually just the majority of this landmass here. We found some very interesting deposits, quite a few tier 3, some coal, we got some diamond and some mithril, and then we found some giants that really kind of looked scary, and we ended up running away. We have not been over to this landmass, so I think what we're going to do is regroup, try to get as much crafting as we can done with the materials that we have, and then maybe try to move our faction quests forward as we approach winter. And I do want to get back over here to see if our deposit of goods that we dropped off a cache of goods over here. I want to get back over there and see how much movement do I have? 4? So I can get like... we could just make landfall here. What did I came over here because there was wood, right? Wood and malachite. Let's go ahead and make landfall right here. We'll set up camp. We'll get some things gathered. We're not going to have time to do terrain research, but we can do this. And do we have any crafting we could do? So we got like 20 mythical leather that we used, a bunch of resources we had collected, and some coal to make. And then we got a bunch of rubies. But we also had a bunch of diamonds, most of which I've used up at this point. And then we had a bunch of mithril, which it looks like I've used that up as well, in crafting some new equipment. If we go to here, we can see one of the mithril crossbows that I goofed up and made, and then the other one that I actually really want to try out now. It's not a particularly high essence crossbow, so the damage modifier on it is not particularly awesome, but it has armor penetration, so it does extra damage to armor targets. And remember, she has a very high wit score, so her attacks happen very early in the round. She's also usually the first character that we drop. In addition to that, it has an AoE splash to the back row. So if they put anybody in line, this weapon becomes twice as deadly. So, very, very powerful weapon for her. That being said, we had this copy of one, and I'm kind of semi-tempted to put it on her, because her perception is a 7, so if I click on her and I mouse over this, I get 14 damage out of it in red events. Right now we're getting 13 damage out of her in yellow events. Reasonable for yellow events. The really low destiny score kind of sucks on her. Let me see. Yeah, this is using intelligence. And then he has pretty good destiny, right? No? She's the one that has the really high destiny score. How would this weapon look on her? So 15 in with a hammer attack in destiny, and 19 in wisdom. This actually might be better on her. Her wisdom has gotten really high. That wand is an 18 in both. Oh wait, and it can also be used in So maybe not. A hammer attack is a little bit more effective, but yeah, we'll probably just leave it as is. I have plenty of characters that have better attacks for combat, so I don't really need to use her. She's a nice supplement to have in combats that are yellow. We do need to get some more of these nice diamond ruby robes. That is almost 20 shielding. That's pretty solid. I'm gonna have to go get some more diamonds. Looks like we're already out. So I got a bunch of that fur. One of the things that I didn't look at when we were looking at crafting better tools was if I used these mythical furs. Like, what if I used mythical fur and diamond? Yeah, those are pretty good. Pretty good gathering rates. That's almost maxed out on the forager's aid. If I just did straight up furs and furs, we can get up to almost 140% gathering with increased rituals and group carry modifier. That's pretty solid. And then if we wanted to make really, really light tools, we could go diamond for 4.5 gathering increase to children. That would be extremely effective. How does 1.2... So ruby actually has more essence. No, 1.1 essence, sorry. I was looking at weight. So these are actually lighter than rubies, but not quite as light as topaz. We talked about making the topaz tool for 3.0. But we could do something like that pretty easily. Or even that. We don't really have enough materials to do a lot of crafting right now, so we're not going to bother with that. And our food is still off the charts. I'm just going to spend one turn here. We'll gather what we can, and then we're going to get moving. Alright. We need to get some levels here. Hidden among the fog and shrubbery, you discover ancient ruins before you. You find the ruins long abandoned and looted many times over. Just as you're about to give up, you discover a hidden entrance to an underground chamber, protected by a huge, heavy slab of stone that once may have been a doorway. You have some tools. We can use them to pry open the entrance, or we could do a concept challenge in yellow or red. Let's go ahead and do the yellow concept challenge. This should be pretty easy for us. You find a way to open the slab using brains over brawn. You see a dark corridor leading deeper down. The air is stale and the darkness seems to stare back at you. You descend down the winding corridor until you reach a chamber with 6 stone columns. Between them are alcoves with granite chests and vases. So it's giving us plenty of opportunity to turn around. That means that there could be a negative event. Yeah. You spot the silhouettes of humanoid creatures hanging from the ceiling by columns. They have spotted you as well. Use your knowledge of demon lore to identify these creatures. Striga are unliving fiends, known not only to drink the blood of the living, but also to devour their entrails. Attack them with the aid of light and harmony. This shouldn't be too bad. This is a fairly low-level vampire compared to the ones that we've seen. Great. Gather the loot. bone armor, bone sword, some elven wood, and most importantly, some experience. More ruins and more skeletons. These are getting ridiculously easy to kill at this point. Ooh, some master crafted granite javelins. Yeah, those aren't very effective for us. I do like the first strike. First strike is really good on low wit characters, but most of this is junk. We're probably not going to do much with it. I'm out of movement, and there's nothing to gather here, so do we set up camp? Oh, I guess there is seaweed. We should gather some vegetables while we can. We can always do a bit of research, and we're getting close to the end of this windstorm. We're going to need to do something with this. We have a lot of this ebony bone. We're out of the dryad wood, but we do have a lot of fish still. Actually, we don't have a lot of fish. We cooked most of it. So we should probably go ahead and do this. Who is the best at rituals? Our two researchers. Well, I can pull her, and then yeah, these two can still complete that in one turn. So that'll be good. How are we able to... Oh, okay, I see it. I was looking at this party of humans, and I thought that was us for a second, but it's not. Now we can do some more cooking. Let's encounter these guys. Convince them that we're friendly. Yay, we got some nut tincture. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. We're getting a small amount of human loyalty. We should probably try to get these guys friendly with us. I'm not sure what effect that has on the game per se. It certainly can't hurt. A sudden gust of wind, push our way through or try to shelter. We're really good at these now. Permanent increase to crafting. And some more random garbage. And we found, amid the fog and shrubbery, another ancient ruins. Imagine that. These are tons of these things, apparently. Interesting. So this isn't a concept challenge this time. Search the chamber. Use our knowledge. This is literally the same thing that we just did. Quartz and wood sword and heavy armor. Our weight has already become an issue. So we're going to sort by total weight. Yeah. Oh, we do have a bunch of mithril. There you go. Must have been on another page or something. So if we sort by total weight, that changes this up a little bit. But we could definitely get rid of some of this stuff. So we'll recycle that and that. We can recycle that. We can recycle that. What if we just do sort by weight? that wood sword. We can get rid of these fur gathering tools probably. The amber robes can go by the wayside. A bone sword can go by the wayside. This diamond crossbow I might keep just in case we get another character. It's a pretty good crossbow. We might find that it's actually better than the one that we're using. Alright, that's probably good. Both of these, I think we're getting close to the point where we can scrap these. I do like the increased research on that one though. Alright, we could get back in the water, but I actually kind of wanted to get over to this Lightbringer camp. Is there anywhere? I guess we could just go back one tile and set up camp for a turn. We'll get some gathering done. We'll get some research done. Quite a few of these that we can do now, but we may have some other ones. Now that I have so many acorns, I definitely want to get this cooked up. I don't think we've cooked this in a while. Let's go ahead and do that. We can only get one of these made, so that's fine. And then we're really low on fish. We could get one of those cooked, one of those cooked, and then maybe one of these cooked. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay. Alright, a couple characters leveled up. She is our gatherer, so we should definitely go with the gathering. And then he has Inspire, or this is an intelligence based one. This is just a really pathetic red attack, but at least it is a red attack. Does it? Regular damage. Place a character on the battlefield in any row. Select one enemy standing anywhere on the battlefield. So this is a direct targeted ability. That can be useful in finishing off a character that might have blockers in front of it, but the damage is so low on it because its perception is such garbage. I think it's probably better to just pump this. Not a lot of good choices there. Alright. We can go and try and deal with these Lightbringers.
You come across a small settlement, or at least what typically passes as one for scavengers.
Oh, this is the
It
scavenger
is shabby
settlement.
and dark, and smells of rotten flesh.
Okay. I thought this was a Lightbringer. I guess this is part of the Lightbringer quest. So this was one of the things we had to do for the brigands, was get rid of the scavengers. Well, we could. Let's take a closer
You see
look.
people sitting around a badly made fire. There are a few kids, thin, feral-looking. Some grown-ups with visible ailments such as skin growths, missing limbs, scabs, coughing up blood, and such. Some of the people have weapons. 5 by your count.
Okay.
The settlement goes quiet, and a small group approaches you with weapons drawn. A middle-aged, heavy-set woman rolls in from behind the armed group and speaks, her voice distorted by scabs covering her lips and face.
Who are you then? You come to stick us.
Okay. So we can say we don't want to harm them, but they were asked by the Red Ridge bandits to get rid of them, and for the sake of divine providence, you must do so, nod and admit that is what you came here for, prepare for a fight, or say that you came here to warn them that the bandits have new allies and are about to come and kill them all. We could do any of these. I think we could accomplish any of these pretty easily as well. Let's go with this route and see how we do. Yeah, I'll accept
The
that.
woman in charge spits and curses the bandits.
You good fresh folks. You never too clever. But I guess I was wrong about you. Be thanking you. We go, quickly.
Okay. We got some dogs. Moderately interesting dogs, actually. Increased sanity and perception. That could be useful on one of our characters for sure. We got a permanent boost to intelligence on 2 of our characters. And we got some jewelry. Some very poor jewelry. Also a crappy gathering tool that is pretty much worthless. Wait for them to leave, then report your success to bandits. Okay. Let's take care of this junk. So we don't really need that. I don't think that piece of jewelry is worth anything to us. The rest of this is probably fine. And then as far as dogs, this is increasing her gathering stat. But I think I actually have our best spider on her, or one of our better spiders on her. Let's see. This one here is the best spider. I wanted the best spider on a character that's not likely to use any kind of melee attack. But we could definitely put one of these reasonably good dogs, which boosts perception a little bit. The other thing I could do is I could throw this other perception pup onto her and then give her the really decent crossbow. And then she would be reasonably good in physical combat, but she would not be much use in any of the other combats. I think we'll leave this as is for now. Yeah, I don't know how good a Wraith is. That could be a really good one. She has a cat. I'm kind of thinking I should move this to another character. And the reason that I'm thinking that is because she has a lot of like attacks that are reasonably good. Maybe like we move the Wraith to her and then give her the Gathering Imp. That might be better. I don't know. She doesn't do a lot of gathering for us. Alright, we're good on food. I'm not even going to bother camping this turn. Alright, his main stat is intelligence. He doesn't even really have a secondary stat yet. But we did get a point of intelligence. We also got 2 points in strength. This might be a good time to give him a little bit of strength. Not because he's going to use it in too many challenges, but it does increase his carry capacity, which I'm not actually seeing that detail listed on here. He doesn't seem to be overburdened. We could put heavier armor on him though, but I think I'm just going to go with the intelligence. Just keep making him better at things that we know. Okay, so it looks like my cache of supplies is missing. This is where we deposited all the things that we had collected earlier, and they are now gone. So that kind of sucks. It's not like I was super depending on that cache being there for anything in particular, but the fact that we can't just leave it down indefinitely kind of sucks. I don't know why it's gone. We haven't seen any random monsters that would have come and destroyed it, and it clearly stayed there for a long number of turns. Should be able to get quite a bit of this. I should make sure that she has a gathering tool that is good. They should both have a good gathering tool equipped. And she does have a pretty decent one. I think she has our best gathering tool, yeah. Okay. Let's see about doing a little bit of research then. And there's a little bit of cooking we could get done. I could cook up some of these. We could also cook a little bit of this. Let's go ahead and do this first. Put that up the queue. Yeah, let's do that. Wow, we got a lot of seaweed. Seaweed soup. Alright, there's another Lightbringer camp over here that just popped up. We should go check it out.
So, you done the deed?
Yeah. Ha ha, I say you've gone and done what I've been trying for a long while. Gods be damned, you're good you are. Go and look around the cave to your heart's desire. We ain't gonna bother you or your odd friend. Who knows, you might have made us into honest folk yet. Now that we don't have so many scoundrels about, we may settle. God be with you. Bear keeps eyeing you, looking very pleased. He seems to want to follow you. Ask him.
Yeah, you got me there, you did. I mean, I've been trying to follow the gods, but my band here, they're just not God-fearing enough. Say, my son is ready to do some banditry out of my shadow. What say you to me coming along with you for a while?
Sure. I'll take a nice high-level captain. I think he's a bandit. Yeah, this is the bandit class. That's kind of cool. The bandit class is similar to a warrior class, but they have higher wit, I think, and some chances for some better or different skills. I don't know a ton about them, but this will be an opportunity. Cool. Well, he should definitely enjoy the lifestyle that we have taken to, and for whatever reason, we got faction loyalty with the humans for bringing him on and doing this for them, so that moves us closer towards that goal as well. Let's check out our new character. I want to go to equipment. Okay. So we're going to have to outfit you a little bit better there, Captain. He's got some decent shielding. I'm not sure what it's from. Oh, he's got some points into parry, and he has a protective pendant. Am I not on the right? Let me click on the right character. Okay, that's why, because I was looking at the wrong character. He has some modest shielding. His morale's pretty low right now, but that'll improve very quickly. Very high strength, reasonable intelligence and wisdom, pretty low on everything else. None of his other stats are all that good. He's mainly going to be a brawler, I think. And then skill-wise, he has a weapon attack, and that's about it. He's got a couple points into... He's got a point into parry and a point into toughness. Glimpse of knowledge. Blessed by your god, you see further for a moment. Passive effects. Increase range of sight. Utito. Provides a bonus to the range of sight. Huh. So that's actually helpful. That'll help us from getting ambushed by giants in the Frostlands. Anything else I need to know about this guy? Not really. We just need to outfit him a little bit better. I think the first thing we could do is give him this nice two-handed sword. But we're going to have to get some better armor for him. That's not going to be any good on him. But that sword's fine for now, and that armor is okay. We'll get him some good stuff with the mithril that we have. Alright, I can move to here. We can move to there or there. If I want to get more topaz, we should probably go here. Topaz is more useful for gathering right now than most other things. Let's get that done. In fact, I might spend 2 turns because we're probably going to craft some armor here. So let's go ahead and get that done. And then let's go check the crafting page, and we want some heavy armor. This guy's got a really high... We could do like some mithril... I don't quite have enough topaz this turn to start this. But we could do like mithril topaz to make it a little lighter, or we could go mithril ruby to make it a little stronger. I also have enough of this. Okay, so that's 228 at 71 versus 274, or sorry, 74.8 at 213. That's a really high armor. The elemental armor would be 30 of all, with increases in stats to both health and sanity. That's really reasonable. Does the ruby... Yeah, the ruby's just less because there's less quantity. So even though it's more essence per unit, there's more units here. Yeah, this might be a good way to go. I think I would rather make this version of the armor since he's only going to be useful in the melee red challenges. This is going to make him very, very good though. Alright, we have a very good chance of making decent gear. Put our 2 best craftsmen on there, and then double check that they are both equipped with their crafting tools, which she is, and he is, so that's good. Okay, and then cooking or composites. Yeah, we should do this. At least twice. And this is going to take us how many turns? 3? This'll work. Yeah, just do that. You are rudely awakened by a rabble of folk slowly descending upon your campsite. At first they seem like mere bandits, but you see their eyes are bloodshot, their faces twisted in an angry grimace, and their mouths are foaming. We could use their harmony. They seem ailing, yet still human. Perhaps there's a way to help them rather than kill them. Try capturing them alive, or take a risk and find another way to deal with them, or grab whatever you can in haste and run away. Let's try this. They seem ailing, yet still human. Perhaps there is a way to help them rather than kill them. Try capturing them by force or luring them into a trap. We've had quite a bit of success with yellow recently. Yeah, let's keep doing that. Okay. You capture the scavengers safely, and indeed you find they are feverish and sick. We can use a medic, use medicine to help them out. We can go into our light domain. Your domain can ease their pain, or do our best to help them out. Use your connection to the gods to try to light their dark path. Let's go with our domain again. Nice. Light surges through the ailing bodies and decayed souls, and you feel them slowly healing. For some, the journey may yet prove too much, but you have given them a chance. The scavengers regain some semblance of their mind and are thankful for your aid. Perhaps some will choose to stay with you, even if they do not. They leave what they can in thanks. We've got a male child and a scavenger, a male adult scavenger with actually reasonable destiny and mysticism stats. So maybe he can become an apprentice to our other craftsman character that uses the wand. And we found a really low quality dog. Also a permanent point of destiny on our witch. That's pretty helpful. And we've gained some faction loyalty with the scavengers. Excellent. What? So we got a bunch of characters again. Alright. You guys can get started on that. This has got 2 more turns. And then group equipment. This is where I want to go. Sort by level? That might be helpful. Okay, so our low-level characters down here are the ones that need the equipment. We have this really crappy gathering tool for a child. It's pretty light, pretty reasonably good for gathering. Putting a spider on the child sounds reasonably good. These guys should have something. This is where maybe moving some of these other, like this boar, is pretty useful, but not on a character we plan on playing a lot. So maybe instead we put a low quality dog on him or something. And then this is where maybe putting the ghost and the wraith on different characters might prove useful. I kind of like having the wraith on her. I want to give that a try. And she doesn't have too many other good abilities. We could throw the boar on him. And then this low quality dog, we'll just throw on this guy for now. He actually has quite a few abilities. Well, I guess not. He just has the, he's yellow and purple. His yellow attack is garbage, though, and his purple attack isn't even that great. What stat is he? Let's click on this guy. Okay, that's why. Yeah, never mind. His yellow and purple stats are great. Mostly yellow. This one's actually all three. Brute force is all three. Reliable argument is mainly yellow. So he's really lacking a red. I think we'll put the boar on him. And then this can go on one of these characters. Okay. This is a pretty low quality item, as is this. This bow is pretty light though. I could throw the bow on the kid. No, it's too heavy even for him. What did we say his best stat was? Like mysticism and throw the wand on him maybe. And we don't have any armors or anything right now. We'll have to get some crafted here. I think we're going to move around a little bit more though. These guys will both finish in a turn. Cooking is done. There's nothing left I can cook. There's nothing left I can gather. So we'll just end this. Get moving. Alright, so now we have some armor for our brigand. Let's get him outfitted properly. Dang, that's really good armor. Am I sure I want to put that on him? That gives him over 100. Oh my goodness. It's better than this armor. Maybe we should put this armor. Yeah, let's put that armor on our main warrior. That's gonna give him a ton of shielding. Because he's using the shield and the sword. That's pretty solid. Okay, then we can take this heavy quartz armor and throw that on him. So they've both got reasonably good armor scores now. I have some jewelry that I could probably throw on him as well. Maybe we'll make some more. This stuff can probably be broken down. Alright. Let's break camp. And we've got a bunch of... So there's a Lightbringer... Is it here?
You finally enter the Red Cave, and you now realize the meaning of its name. The walls and floor are rough, layered with blood-red moss and black veins. Faint crimson light lingers beneath this odd canopy, pulsating quietly in slow rhythm.
Okay.
He stares, his mouth wide open and eyes lit up, and gestures for you to move forwards. You move through this odd tunnel and find several paths, some leading to small alcoves that are clearly used by the bandits. Paths are entirely collapsed. The only remaining way leads to what looks like an entrance to another larger tunnel, but there is a membrane blocking your way.
Let's use our magic users.
You examine the structure of this barrier and sense ancient weaves of magic combined with a life of its own, as well as the artifice of dwarves. Through magic, you can weaken the weaves and thus hopefully walk through.
Do it. We are successful.
Carefully, you unravel the complex weaves that keep the barrier up, and the whole thing collapses, allowing you to enter. You stand in a dark chamber, covered still in the strange moss, but here you see a deep hole in the middle, the earth and stone around it torn from within. And from this hole, cracks spread out like the sun's rays. They are small here, yet you see bright light within, and you sense enormous power within, pulsating, spreading. And yet from your divine connection, you also sense that this is a mere outlet, not the source.
Alright.
Fascinating. I've heard of such things. Of course, inanimate yet living is not a thing of myth in Slavia. No, but at this scale? This cave, it has residues of great power, but also echoes of life. Alas, I admit, I need help if I am to solve this. Unless you happen to be a dwarven stonemaster, or perhaps an ancient who still remembers, no. We need to search for an expert. I will of course remain here, study this cave more. That is an excellent question. I would wager that traveling to the lands of stone and metal where dwarven survivors now dwell is a sure bet. Now, you could also look for some elder long-ears, elves that is. Once they're old enough, the likelihood that they meddled in the affairs of the world grows exponentially. Find them in ancient forests, and who knows, maybe goblins or orc know something. Just remember to find their villages, not just random folk.
So we'll need to go to either Dwarven, Elven, or Goblin villages.
Failing that, I do know a place, but it will be a matter of brute force and likely much more difficult. A dwarven smith of great renown is held captive by trolls. I happen to know where. Go, free him, and he will be honor bound to aid you.
Okay, so we have several options here. I'm not sure which option I'm going to take just yet. We'll probably leave that for another day. But this is where the Red Cave entrance is from now on, I guess. I'm out of movement points. And we have grown our party quite significantly from just a couple episodes ago where we lost somebody at the high seas to just a lack of drive to continue this dangerous life. They decided to walk away. We now have quite a few new members, which is great. We got a lot of quests that we're in the process of working through. We have advanced the main storyline, and I've got some crafting done, but we have a lot of crafting that we need to get done. We may have to get over here, and I think this is like a reasonably good spot to kind of set up, because we can get topaz, steel, and dark wood. We also have a shadow bone over here if we want. There's furs nearby. These are all tier 2 resources that are pretty reasonably good. We have plenty of food. We have enchanted leather over here if we need to get that. But I think we could build some reasonable equipment from these tier 2s. I also have... Oh, I need to check that. We've probably still been burning our coal. Yeah, well, we haven't burned a lot of it. I don't want to be burning coal if we can help it. We have wood now. But we have plenty of turns, plenty of food. We should sit down and basically just grind out a bunch of crafting and get a bunch of research done once we find a good spot to do so. I think that's going to be down here. Let's take a couple more turns. Grab some leather real quick. Do a hair bit of research. You come across a seemingly abandoned dwelling. You find a small abandoned house. Most of it has collapsed. You see signs that someone has tried to move the debris to get something, but their efforts fail to move the debris ourselves. We're very capable at this point of doing such things. You manage to move the debris and find an old cellar. Perhaps this was once a bandit hideout. It looks like it contains a stashed loot. Much of the equipment has rotted away, but some is salvageable. Gather what we can. Probably not very useful stuff. The gold, actually, and rubies are. Yeah, the Forager's Aid, the Bone Javelins, not so much. We're not going to use these. We'll craft our own stuff. Ah, here we go. Welcome, Chosen. I can't stay and chat, but I hear you are making progress in solving this whole shattering business. I was sent to give you this and wish you luck. The gods watch over you. Okay, so we finally have a cosmic seed again. We ended up using our cosmic seeds several episodes back to revive our Chosen after getting in over our heads in a fight with a vampire. Since that time, we've grown much more formidable. And we have to decide what we're going to do with this. And I think now that we're at turn 300 and we've uncovered a fair bit of the map, we probably can find a good spot over here to make our village. We could definitely find the best spot over here to make our village, is what I'm meaning to say. So of all the locations that we can build, we'll find the very best one. But the one thing that I want to find out after we get through these, this is a no-brainer, and this is largely a no-brainer. Strength is going to be his primary stat. I want to find out if we can craft a seed, an idol, of a tier 3 material and maybe get okay, so the idol can be made from stone, gems, wood, and bone. We probably couldn't make enough dragon bone to do this. Is this going to be enough to increase the gathering range to 3? It is not. Ancient wood's going to be harder to do, and that is also not. What about diamonds. The gathering range is really the only one that I'm interested in. And then I think obsidian is this one. So this is the best of the tier 3s that we can actually gather. And it is not. So we're going to need like a tier 4 resource. So I think we have like 1 grand gem. Oh. Even that doesn't increase the gathering range. Really? So what do you have to do to... like runic bone? Hold on a second. If I put regular wood here, the gathering range is increased by 1. That is a 2. Okay, so we are going to get it out to 3. Yeah, tier 2 wild resources are unable to increase the gathering range to 2. But a tier 3 resource like this will definitely put us over the top. So we need to decide if we're going to make this out of dragon bone or diamond or what was the other one? Ancient wood or obsidian. Dragon bone's probably going to be the easiest one for us to get enough of. We only need 29 of it. And we can craft that as a composite. So I think the plan is find somewhere where we can mine good quality bone. Maybe like down here. This blood bone. I haven't seen any monster bone. Yeah, we've just collected all that monster bone over the game by fighting stuff. Anyways, find somewhere where we can collect enough bone and then use our composite materials to turn it into... maybe the shadow bone's the way to go. Collect the shadow bone, turn the shadow bone into dragon bone. We're going to need some more research points in order to do that. We're going to need 3 points. This will give us 10. And then we'll just convert that into that. Let's try this. So now if I go to composites, and we want to make some of this, we take some shadow bone, we turn it into dragon bone, we have 18, I can create 8 more, that puts us at 20 something. Yeah, we're gonna have to farm some more of this up, and then we're gonna have to use our coal to craft a bunch of these, but we could definitely get that done. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it done in enough time to finish this episode, so I think we'll take just like a couple more turns. But let's go ahead and let's design a dragon bone cosmic seed idol. And then we'll add that to favorites so we can throw this down whenever we're ready to craft this idol. Now, we need to find the location that's going to give us the best gathering within 3 tiles. And I'm kind of thinking this area here, there's a lot of stuff we can gather within 3 tiles. And most of them are tier 2 resources. For example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tier 2 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tier 2 resources. The only one we're missing is leather. And we don't have any food if we build there. Which is not that big of a problem considering how fast we can get food. I don't think we're going to find anything better than that in terms of just sheer number of tier 2 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This spot here gives us access to 5 of them. We get the wild, regular, and regular. One, two, three, 4 of these. Obsidian is over here. I didn't even realize we had access to obsidian on this island. Part of me wants to build our village close enough to the water that we can use our ship regularly to just ferry stuff back and forth. But yeah, I'm not sure that we're going to find a spot that's much better than this. The other thing that's really nice about this location over here is that we're going to be next to but unless 1, 2, 3, I can get fish from this tile. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we even have access to fish technically, and fish and herbs together allows us to make at least one type of food. So we couldn't starve to death. We're definitely not going to run out of wood. This might be the spot, like right here. This is the only spot that gives me access to both of these and to the fish. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is the spot I think we're going to build in. For sure. Alright, do we need any more time for this? I think we're done. Let's get a move on. Let's see if we can...
Welcome. Come and see how we have changed since our bandit days. We may not be as rich, but we're honest folk now. What brings you here?
Okay, so this is a new village that was formed by the bandits. Let's see if they have anything to trade. I'll take the mushrooms, and the berries, and the herbs. Is there anything else? They do have some weapons and some scrolls and some various pieces of armor. None of these look real exciting. This is actually reasonably good crafting or gathering tool for a low-level character. Do we have anything that I want to get rid of, though, in order to pick that up so I don't have to craft one? I don't know. We could take the steel off their hands, and we could take the dark wood off their hands. I would even consider taking the monster bone, because we can actually turn monster bone into dragon bone with coal. I think 8 will be enough to do that. If it's not, we can just sit on it. So we need 3,000 value worth of stuff. We have a lot of this stuff that we could sell. Let's look at all the junk stuff first. It's like that tool's not very good. The regular leather we can get rid of. A lot of this stone we can get rid of. The iron we can get rid of. The clay we could get rid of. I'm probably not going to use either of the granite or the quartz for anything anytime soon. Regular bone we don't need. Yeah, let's take that off. I can craft my own easier. Alright, we have a dark bow, but I have a better bow, so we could get rid of that. That puts us well over the range. This elven bow is less good, yet it's worth more, surprisingly. I guess because the weight. Yeah, it's like half as heavy. So that weight is actually a really important stat in terms of value for a lot of things. We've considered getting rid of one of these for a while now. But I definitely don't need both of these bows. Since this one is lighter, but does less damage, it's probably better for a character that's kind of like an off character anyways, because they're not going to have a very high stat, so maybe we do just get rid of this one. And then I can keep my iron maybe. No, we're going to have to get rid of something. Let's get rid of some of this granite. How much do we need to... There. Let's go with that. Alright, so we've got human village, the cave, another human village, and then a Lightbringer's quest over here that we need to take care of. Yeah, I guess we can talk to them
Welcome.
again.
Come and see how we have changed since our band.
Ask if there's anything we can do to help. They're in need of stone. We can give them some of ours. We have a bunch of stone. How much do they want? 30? Confirm. And we got some junk. But we mainly got that for the faction loyalty. Alright. Let's see if we can get rid of this Lightbringer camp.
You approach the house, but it feels dead and it is empty.
Okay. This must have been one of the options for the Lightbringer's quest that we didn't follow, and since we've already finished the quest, it basically just became null and void. Alright, so we need one turn to get this up. One turn to get settled here, and then it'll take several turns. But actually, we need to farm a bunch of shadow bone first, don't we? Okay, so our child, unfortunately, didn't get a stat that I'm super excited about. Wisdom means we could create another craftsman, or maybe a Zerka. I'm gonna go with the 2 points of mysticism. Actually, he's got a wand, and the destiny is better for the wand. Yeah, I'm not caring for this stat line at all. I don't know. I guess we'll just throw it into the 2-pointer for now. Alright, so we're gonna have to gather a bunch of we can try and capture the piglets or set a trap. Let's just get some meat off of this, whatever. Alright, so I need to be like right here. That's going to be the best spot for gathering. We'll make camp. And the primary reason we're here is Shadowbone. The other reason we're here is we need to make a bunch of this. We could do it from Monster Bone, but we haven't learned Monster Bone, so it's less efficient. So let's just do it from this for now. And we probably don't need both of these characters doing this. I suppose I could learn Monster Bone. We're going to get a bunch of research done while we're here. This will only take 3 turns. That'll only take 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a point in Monster Bone. And then go back to composites and make some more of this out of that. There we go. So we can do that twice, and we can do that twice. This will give us a little bit, and then we'll get really close to being able to make our idol. And then food-wise, we have options. Quite a few options. I don't think we have much of this made, so let's go ahead and make some more of that. Equipment-wise, this character can throw on maybe that. And he's got crafting going on, so maybe we give him a crafting tool. And this character, throw that on him just for the carry multiplier. And then this armor can't go on anybody, nor should it, because it's pretty crappy armor. Okay. I was really hoping that our child would roll perception and we could get them into the hunter class, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen for this one. Maybe another one. Okay, and then back to the gathering tab. So there's a lot of things that we could be gathering besides Shadowbone. We should definitely have a couple people gathering herbs, and maybe just put the kid on wood, just so we have a little bit coming in, because we're going to need some wood here soon. I don't really need any of these other tier 1 resources. We'll burn through a couple turns and then we'll end the video. That might be enough right there. That was a surprising amount of dragon bone that we just crafted. Yeah. We only needed 29. We already have enough after one turn. Well, let's go ahead and craft a little bit of extra. And we'll get this research done that I had queued up. What else can we cook? We could cook a little bit of each of these. Cook like 3 of those. And a bunch of those. And some of that. Alright, we've already got 1 point of this back, so that's good. Break camp. Move to here. And let's go ahead and end the video right now. We are all set to make our village in the next video, so this will be a great time to go ahead and call it for the day. I think we made a very productive use of the last hour and so, and join me next time, tomorrow night, for the next installment and finally the foundation of our very own village after 300 plus turns. So until then, this has been the Nose Plays, and you all have a wonderful evening.